Hello, today in 3D printer goes brrrr, we have my Emperor's Children army of Warhammer 40,000, and today I want to showcase you my beloved army and also show you what's 3D printed, what's not, and tell you how much this would have costed me if I were to simp and buy from Games Workshop. So here on the left we have my Hell Talents, very nice models, like here as you can see. Yeah, this one I accidentally broke off one of the wings, but yeah, I kind of saved it, I would think. So yeah, here we have models that cost me in resin, I think 3 to 5 euros max because they are hollow, and Forge World wants 77 euros for one of those flyers. They're very cool, I have to admit, very cool models, but yeah, for a unit that only cost like 130 points back in seventh edition, yeah, I'm not paying 77 euros just to have a flyer that gets instantly shot down if you look at its general direction. Here we have one of my favorite knights. He tipped over. I don't know how I have to. Yeah, kind of this gap there. I have to figure something out. But also very beautiful model. Bought the design back then. Finally got to paint it and finish it. As you can see, it's way bigger than a normal knight. I don't know why. I think it's because of the pauldrons. But yeah, we got the same problem here. This one cost me like maybe 20 bucks, like because I forgot to hollow out those weapons. So yeah, I kind of lost the resin there. But even if I lost the resin, it still cost me like barely nothing. Imperial Knight and even the Renegade Knight cost around 150 euros. And yeah, I'm not paying that to have a knight. And it all fit, like, of course, not in one piece, but all the individual parts did fit. And I even forgot to downscale it, so I have this big ass Chaos Knight for like a fraction of the original knight price. So we got here one of my favorite models, the Sonic Predators. Same problem. A Predator is not only mail order here in Germany, but it also costs 50 bucks. Like 50 bucks for, yeah, it's not even like my hand is bigger than this tank, and my hand is not big. Like, I don't have a big hand, and I don't see why I should fucking pay 50 bucks just for one tank. And I got two of them, and they are hollow. Like, they are really light. Like, as you can see, like barely anything in there. So yeah, also just a few bucks. Also 3D printed Tech Marine. I'm not so proud of him because I can't manage to print those tendrils right, so he has like two sticking out of his nipples. So that's that. We got here one of my favorite units, Terminators, fully kitted out, combi weapons out the ass, and respective energy weapons. And here are my two HQs, a Psyker and a Lord. And also, like, if I were to have a Terminator unit fully kitted out, I would have to either buy several boxes to get all the weapon combinations, or I would have to scour overpriced bits markets to get what I want. And you know that these are rare to get. Even on like chrome legs type of sights, they do cost quite a bit. So yeah, not buying that. I'm printing it. They look fine. They look really fine. Like for what they are, they look really fine. Here Hellbreak, yeah, you can guess how much it cost. It cost me like €1 or €2. Hollow out. Really nice model. I think that's a Nurgle. Yeah, it was supposed to be a Nurgle Hellbreak, but yeah, I don't have Nurgle, so I like made it Slaneshi looking. But yeah, a Hellbreak on Games Workshop cost, I think, around €40. Also mail order. I don't know why the fuck everything is mail order today, but for 40 plus bucks for a unit, that's so fucking small. Like that's a problem. Like why are we paying so much for small ass models? And you could argue, yeah, they're like the weapon options, you can magnetize it, but fuck that. Even if you can magnetize it, I can magnetize these too. They're they're whole sets. There are whole sets. Abi, there are whole sets of them. Just like Games Workshop, you can magnetize the arms and whatnot. So why bother? Why do you bother? And here, one of my also one of my favorite units, the Chosen. Really dynamic stuff, really beautiful. I don't know if you can see it so well like I see, but same problem. Take a Marines box and try to make it a Chosen squad with full energy weapons, and not only like one type, but have it this mix. Like I have sabers, I have lance, which just does not exist. The only model which has a power lance is that White Scar Chapter Master, but other than that, no kit, especially no Chaos kit, has a power lance. And also lots of power fist. This guy here and there has it, and this guy has it. So yeah, bits market and whatnot would make you pay so much to have a proper Chosen unit, like with actual weapons in hand, because most people who want to have like Chosen units just take medieval weapons and try to green stuff them on them, and yeah, that's also a solution, but why make your life difficult if you can just print what you want? And here, Raptors. I love Raptors. I love how they play, especially in 7th edition with that formation. Fully kitted out. The Sergeant, I don't know which one here, even has a focus melter bomb. I don't know if you can see it. Ah, yes, there. Yes, so melter guns, just one per box. I have 2 on each. Plasma guns on this one. Even a combi, like a combi plasma. So yeah, nearly fucking impossible to have fully loaded out units in a proper chaos army these days. What we got here, 2 land raiders, fully printed. I had to ask my friend to print me those because his machine is way bigger than mine, so these actually fit. But the weapons, I printed them myself, like sonic guns. I just love that. Like the sonic guns I found on Thingiverse, they are just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, a Land Raider cost what? 60? Around $60? And yeah, for a subpar unit on the tabletop, I got these one for like, yeah, 7 to 10 euros. Yeah, so So what is there to say? What is there to say anymore? And here my crowning jewel of this army. I think I'm the first and only person to have ever printed that fuck off huge lobster monster of a machine. Um, for those who are wondering, this is a very old model. It's a Slanus subjugator. I think it made its debut on Epic way back then, and a maniac. Man, I'm so sorry, I don't know the name, but there's one person on Thingiverse who made all of these Slaneshi themed units, and yeah, it just kick ass. Like, I can recommend, if you see that model, and if you go on the profile, yeah, you can see her work. Well, I assume it's a she. So yeah, really, and it's really big. It's like way bigger than a Scout Titan. And you know what? Like, here I can lift. Well, maybe not here. Like, yeah, I can lift it with 2 fingers because it's so light. It's so light. I think I'm holding like 1 kilogram. Maybe, I think a bit more than 1 kilogram because it is hollow, but it's still massive. Yeah, cost me 30 bucks. Like, let's say I had to buy a whole bottle, 30 bucks. And if you take the Scout Titan from Third World, who cost for 20 euros, yeah, you can see that 3D printing wins on this one, because 3D printing is not only there for like small stuff like this, but it can also be made for stuff like this. And yeah, you can argue that if you look closely, it's not that detailed, or maybe on some parts it didn't print that well. Like, if you look at the claws, you would see that there are some minor imperfections. But you know what? Forge World isn't better. Like, if you take Forge World units, their products are bad. Like the resin, the Death Corps, like, there are so many molding lines, there's so many imperfections, so many problems, and why pay for overpriced stuff if you have this fuck off fluffy unit just for under 50 bucks? Like, it's just a fraction of what you have to pay for a Scout Titan. Oh my god. And here we got my detachment of Obliterators. I think I got more Obliterators in this Emperor's Children army than the actual Iron Warriors. But yes, in principle, they don't exist on the Games Workshop shop, because they are in the Start Collecting box. And if you want them, you have to either buy the box or buy them separately on eBay, and it's either 2 of them cost like 30 bucks, or like the individual price of these are like 20 bucks or something. Like, it varies, but it's such a hassle to get a mass of them. Even if you can say, yeah, you can get them individually, it's way cheaper than getting the box. You would still look at an average of 150 to 200 bucks, because I have like 15 of them. While not counting them, like, I have 12, but these are like all conversions, old models my friend gave me. I converted them into Obliterators. But if I take those, like the new looking ones, yeah, you're looking at quite a bit of money. And if you take them, they are hollow. Like, even the bases are 3D printed. They are hollow, and each of them is just like maybe €1 of resin, even less. So yeah, you got this the unit for so much cheaper. And of course, what's a Emperor's Children army without its Noise Marines? From left to right, we got these fellas, 40 of them. Um, yeah, it's monoposed. Yeah, they're only, I think, in that set like 10 or 12. Still very beautiful. If you look at that like that, you don't see that they're monoposed. They are so dynamic that it kinda it you kind of forget that they're monoposed. Like, well, of course, while the sergeant is like always the same, but all the other ones you don't really see them like. Yeah, I just love them so much. I'm so proud of it. But yeah, it's the same problem. Noise Marines from Games Workshop, firstly, they don't exist. You have to convert them by yourself. You would have to take a box of Marines, $45. You have to buy 2 sets of Noise Marine weapons upgrade sprue, and each of them cost like $12. So you have to pay for 10 Noise Marines around $80 just for that. A unit of 10 Marines, one of the core unit roster of the Emperor's Children, like Slanesh. It's the first thing you think of Slanesh is like Emperor's Children and Noise Marines. And how does one of the most iconic figures of the Emperor's Children cost so much? I don't know. Maybe they will get their own set, but I kind of doubt it. So yeah, if you were to look at, well, let's ignore these because they're a mix of Games Workshop and 3D printed, and all of these are like third party mostly. So yeah, you would look at 400 or 300 euros for 40 Noise Marines. And yeah, no thank you. We got here one of my latest. I'm not sure anymore, but yeah, now I know. It's the Raptor bit set I used for them. As you can see, wait. Yeah, the chainsaws and the bolt pistols are from that set. But everything else, the guitars on their backs, like here, 3D printed. So yeah, it's the same problem. It's really the same problem. You have Noise Marines who are like iconic, and yeah, you really don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You have this variety of units in your fluff, in your codex, in your books, like Marines with electric guitars. Yeah, good luck converting that with Games Workshop stuff. My God, here you got a mixed bag, literally. You got Games Workshop, you got 3D printed, you get Spellcrow, you got Chrome Leg. Here, those are the Games Workshop Sonic guns. I like them, but if you compare them to like Chrome Leg on the right, or no, Spellcrow on the right and Chrome Leg on the left, you see that one has a bit more, how do I say, flair to it. And here, these are Chrome Leg models, like the bodies, the heads are from that set, like the helmets who are like on top of spikes, like impaled. Yeah, the impaled heads. I use them. I was surprised how well they worked, because I'm not a big fan of their heads, but they are looking also very fine. The guns are 3D printed, and yeah, Chrome Leg, great company all around. My Demon Prince, Games Workshop, but of course, with the auger mace between its legs. I know, I'm very mature. Um, for the ones who can see it, it's a bit converted. Like the horns are not from the set, neither are the tentacles or the tail. Tail being like I don't know the name of the company who made them, but yeah, I have to say I like the Demon Prince even if it's a very old dated model, but definitely it needs an update. But I'm still quite a fan of it. Here I got my detachment of Space Marines. Here, this column here, and a little game, spot the 3D printed model. Yeah, very hard because that one here, the champion, is from Dark Vengeance. The four last Cannon Havocs are Games Workshop. Uh, Even this, he just a conversion of the bazooka with the last cannon, or I think it's a multi-laser turret that I cannibalized for this one. But the rest, 3D printed, with weapons options, like for flamers, for plasmas. Still, like you see, I can save so much money because I don't have to buy so much useless bits over and over again to make my units. I just print what I need. I just print what I want. And it looks good. Well, good enough for me. I don't know what you guys think, but from this distance, if I can focus, yeah, you don't see the difference. You don't see the difference between the very old, like the Dark Vengeance stuff looks even worse than the 3D printed models sometimes. They look good for what they are. They really look good for what they are. So yeah, Hellbreak, Games Workshop stuff. It's so fucking hard to find this one in a STL file. Night, Games Workshop, 3D printed weapons. The same person who made this one and also the turrets of that one. So yeah, even if you say nah, I don't want to print whole models, but you still want to have this detail, this fluff element of your army. Yeah, you can 3D print whole arsenals to really customize what you want. Yeah, Dark Vengeance Hybrid, and this is what's basically really Games Workshop. So you got the old Dark Vengeance chosen, Warp Talents. I love that kit. I love the models, but yeah, it's still like, if I look at the price tag, like this one is just a Chaos Lord I converted for them. Five guys, 32 or 33 bucks. 33 bucks is like 1 kilogram of resin. For 1 kilogram, I can get all that, all that, all that, all that, and probably like 20 or so of them. So for the price tag of these, I can get so much more. And that's the thing with 3D printing. You get your money worth. You get your money worth, and the files are so beautiful sometimes. There are many beginners, amateurs, who really don't know how to make good stuff, but they're getting there. They're making progress because it's booming. It's really booming with creativity, with people who try to recreate the magic of 40k through their 3D printing services and modeling skills. That really, for me, this 3D printer saved my hobby life. It really saved my hobby life because I can afford to have fun at this game. I really can, because you know why? Now we're going to make a bit of mathematics. I showed you from my water bottle. I showed you from left to right everything I got from my Chaos Army. Not counting, and I'm honest, not counting I am printing some Forge World models, like some laser destroyers and whatnot, because yeah, I'm planning to play an even bigger apocalypse game soon. So yeah, let's say that these don't count, but it's the same principle. Forge World tanks who cost like 80 bucks, I can print them out for 5 bucks. So for not inflating it even more, we got all this, like 3D printing, all this, up until, not the demon prims, up until here. So all of that, Titan included, it would have cost me 1,484 euros approximately to get all of this running. And I'm not talking about conversion cost or bits cost, or even like what else is there, like, yeah, conversion, bits, and let's say miscellaneous stuff that I would have to do to get this running. So, and you really can't see how much 3D printing is saving the tabletop world, because first you got more creativity, you get more unique armies, people can play the game at an affordable price, because who wants to buy, who wants and who can buy 10 Chaos Space Marines, kit them out how they want, and have an effective army, not only effective army, but an army with options, an army with variety. Because if I want to play Raptors with plasma guns, because I had to convert the guys here with 3D printed melter guns, I can just print them out. I can print the guys out without any guns and make a big blob out of Raptors who are carrying only pistols and chainsaws. Oh, here's some Terminators. I can do whatever I want, and I'm not obligated to get those ridiculous prices with Games Workshop. So yeah, and even if you say, yeah, but you can magnetize a blah 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 and whatnot, I can just print a whole new unit of Terminators the way I want and the way I need, and it would still cost me nothing to make them. I can have like hundreds of Terminators to have the ability to make the perfect combination of war gear in that unit, and it would still cost me less than a Terminator box. If I were to buy a whole kilogram of resin just for one specific unit type, like just printing out 1 kilogram worth of Terminators to have every option available, it's still cheaper than buying one box of 5 Terminators with only 2 weapons option of each choice. So yeah. So this is my army. I'm not counting the Demonette, the succubus army. Gonna be IP friendly nowadays. So this is that. Lots of more stuff coming soon. Like I said, Forge World models and demons, and maybe I'm thinking about printing another Titan. So yeah, this is what 3D printing will get you in life. It will get you joy and and fun again in this tabletop, and we basically can seize the means of productions, so that we are really free from Games Workshop and its horrible pricing system. So yeah, that's me. That's my first video. I'm La Calamity. I see you around.